Hi, my name is Ron with Oneness Workshop and the School of Divine Identity and Consciousness. Today we're going to discuss how to be happiness. That's right. Not how to be happy or how to find happiness, but how to be happiness. There are no guarantees out there in the unconscious world. Nope, not at all. No guarantee that you're going to find love, happiness, peace, or someone who can make you happy. Believe me, I've tried. Oh, and boo-hoo when I expected to find someone who was going to make me happy and it didn't work out. Like I'm the victim now, and I take on the identity of a victim, feeding energy to that until it grows into a monster and consumes me. Like, hey, go ahead and hurt yourself some more. Perhaps even more than other people tried to hurt you. We hurt ourselves sometimes way more than anybody else can. That's how bitterness is born, because expectations in others gives birth to bitterness. Nope, you won't find someone in the unconscious world to make you happy. And if you do find someone who tries their best to make you happy, you haven't found happiness at all. You just found yourself a slave. Someone you can control and manipulate and feed off of their energy like a parasite. Because when we become unconscious, we become parasitic and manipulative. Also, perhaps you hook up with someone else who is searching outside their self for happiness in the unconscious world. Like attracts like, Maybe they're just making you happy so that they themselves can be happy in return. Those kind of relationships can turn nasty real quick. And believe me, you won't get out of it easily either. Probably money will be involved too, because money is pretty much always involved with a fake happiness relationship. If you find yourself in a relationship like that, then maybe it's time for you both to enroll in the School of Divine Identity and Consciousness. When we look outside ourselves for anything in the unconscious world to make us happy, we leave ourselves wide open to be controlled by it. This could be a drug, alcohol, a social group, a government, a religion, money, sex, pleasures, entertainment, or anything else that can enslave us. You were made to be a master of self and never a slave to anyone else. Always remember that. So again, believe me when I say no one can make you happy. You are responsible for becoming conscious of your own true happiness. No one in the unconscious world is. So let go of that expectation right now, before the clutter of bitterness builds up in you and keeps you from resonating in tune with your own divine nature. To believe someone else in the unconscious world is responsible for your happiness would be like running out on a busy freeway and then blaming the drivers who can't stop in time. They're not responsible for hitting you and running over you. You did that all by yourself. It was your choice. So don't blame them and now play the victim because you got crippled for the rest of your life, suing them or seeking bitter revenge on them. Don't call it unfair, don't call it discriminatory, and don't call it persecution. Those are all terms that originated with the unconscious world. They did not originate with God. Instead, call it your unconscious choice because you reap what you sow. No one is responsible for your happiness, not even God. That's right, and I'll explain that in just a bit. My mom told me something I'll never forget. She said, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Wow, that was wisdom right there in its purest condensed form. You are responsible for you. No one out there in the unconscious world is. So let me tell you where I'm going with all this talk. You may think I'm being negative, but believe me, I've got some good news for you. Forget looking for happiness in the unconscious world because you already are happiness. That's right. We all are. And not just a little happiness, but a never-ending flow of an abundance of happiness. That's right. And that's why you won't find out there in the unconscious world any kind of happiness. Why would someone walk around looking for something that they already are? Doesn't make any sense, right? It would be like an apple walking around trying to find an apple. Sounds like that would make a good children's book for someone to write. You don't lack happiness. God made you happy. You just need to become conscious of it. The world didn't make you unhappy. It just made you unconscious that you are happiness. Happiness is your divine nature. So it's within you must look. That's where you'll find happiness. In fact, you will find God there. That's why I mentioned God is not responsible for making you happy. He already made you happiness. You come from God, and God longs to be in you, and you long to be in God. Whether you're conscious of it or not, you do long for that. You just have mistaken that longing for something else. So you have the responsibility to choose to be conscious of your true identity of happiness. Oh, and another thing, just as nobody can make you happy, nobody can make you unhappy either, okay? Maybe people say mean words to you in an attempt to make you unhappy, but that's impossible. Turns out that the joke is on them. They are the ones hurting themselves with unconsciousness. In fact, what other people say to you, do to you, or think about you is none of your business. Your business is becoming conscious that you are happiness, like we keep mentioning. So don't ever let anyone make you unconscious of that. Oh, in relationships are not about being stuck, wasting time, struggling your whole life to make someone happy. Relationships are about helping each other become conscious of our divine happiness within, and then sharing that with each other. You want a nice relationship with someone? Become conscious of your own divine self and watch how quickly you attract another conscious being into your life. Oh, and guess what? You will share way more than inner happiness together. You see, there's even more good news. All this that we have mentioned is not just true about happiness. It is also true about love, truth, light, peace, kindness, meekness, goodness, and faith. They all can be discovered right there within you because you were made to be all those things. They are all there within you. The secret, as we say so many times, is consciousness of our own true divine nature and identity as children of God. May your relationships with every person in your beautiful life be filled with the blessings that only consciousness can bring, because consciousness of knowing your source, your God, God within you, and God you see within everyone else, this means eternal life.